Confession of the Smithsonian Institute. I write this knowing it will never be officially acknowledged. It will not be catalogued, archived, or preserved. It will be treated the same way we treated everything that threatened the story we were tasked to protect. Erased, discredited, buried beneath layers of curated truth. I was a senior archivist. Not the kind the public imagines, gently brushing dust from relics and preserving humanity's legacy. My role was far more precise. I decided what humanity was allowed to remember. You believe museums are vaults of truth. They are not. They are theaters. What we displayed was never the full story, only the approved fragments of it. There are entire wings beneath the institution the public will never see. Climate-controlled vaults not listed on any blueprint. Shelves that do not hold pottery or arrowheads, but bones. Bones that do not fit within the accepted narrative of human history. Bones too large. Not exaggerated. Not misidentified. Too large. Femurs that would belong to beings standing 12 to 15 feet tall. Skulls with proportions that defy the evolutionary timeline we publicly defend. Joints too robust for the fragile story of gradual human development we present in textbooks. We did not fail to display them. We removed them. Crates would arrive from excavation sites, North America, South America, the Middle East, often discovered by independent teams before official oversight could be established. That was always the problem. Uncontrolled discovery. Farmers, miners, construction crews, people who had no reason to question what they were seeing. They found what should not exist. Our job was to intervene. We had protocols. First, discredit the discoverer. Label the finding a hoax, misidentification, or folklore contamination. If photographs existed, we flagged them. If witnesses spoke, we buried them under ridicule. Then came retrieval. I have personally overseen shipments marked as geological samples that contained skeletal remains too large to be transported intact. They were processed, broken down, some archived in restricted collections. Others, those deemed too disruptive, were destroyed. Not lost, destroyed. Incinerated under controlled conditions. Their chemical signatures logged, their existence reduced to internal documentation that itself is fragmented and coded. You may ask why. The answer is not curiosity. It is control. History is not just a record of the past. It is a framework for the present. If you control where humanity believes it came from, you control what it believes it is. And if humanity were to learn that it was not always the dominant form on this planet, that other beings once existed here, not myth, not allegory, but biological reality, it would fracture the foundation of modern identity. Religious structures would destabilize. Scientific models would require violent revision. Power structures, those built on the assumption of human supremacy and linear progress, would weaken. So the decision was made long before my time. The narrative must remain intact. We adjusted timelines. We curated exhibits to reinforce a gradual, predictable evolution. We highlighted discoveries that supported the model and quietly buried those that did not. There are artifacts, tools, structures, inscriptions that suggest knowledge far older and more advanced than we publicly accept. Precision cuts in stone that cannot be explained with the technology assigned to their era. Metallurgical compositions that should not exist according to the timeline. Those too were handled. Some were locked away. Some were reclassified under vague or misleading descriptions. Some were never recorded at all. We called it preservation of coherence. But that is not what it is. It's manipulation. I remember the moment I understood the full weight of it. A crate had arrived from a site in the American Midwest. Inside was a nearly complete skeleton. The proportions were undeniable. It was not a deformity. It was not an anomaly. It was something else. Something that did not belong in the version of history we present. I asked what we would do with it. The answer was simple. Process and disperse. That was the phrase we used when something could not be allowed to remain whole. I signed the authorization. That is what haunts me. Not that it happened, but that I became part of the machine that ensured it would continue to happen. You think institutions exist to protect truth. Some do. Ours protects a version of it. A version that keeps the world stable, predictable, manageable, but not complete, never complete. There are records, fragmented, hidden, scattered, that if assembled would tell a very different story of this planet and our place on it. A story where humanity is not the first, not the largest, not the only intelligence to have shaped this world. We made sure those pieces never come together. And if you ever find something that doesn't fit, something too large, too precise, or too impossible, you will be told exactly what we have always told you. You are mistaken. It is a hoax. There is nothing to see. Because the greatest lie we ever told was not about any single artifact. It was convincing you that nothing worth hiding ever existed in the first place.